Hello and welcome to the TSK show, where teenagers are empowered with the right knowledge to thrive and parents are equipped with the tools to guide them, because when teenagers know better, they do better. My name is Ifoma the Prof Mwato and I'm your host on the TSK show. So on today's episode, we'll look at a very important and insightful topic. It's something that might just change how you handle pressure, goals, and even your phone, and that is delayed gratification. It's all about choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasures. Yeah, rewards and pleasures. It's the ability to wait for what's better even when what's easy is right in front of you. It is one of the most powerful tools for long-term success and becoming a thriving teen. Does it sound interesting? Is it something interesting? Yeah, of course it is. Then sit back as we dive into this topic, which is one of the biggest secrets behind success. And today in the studio with me to unpack this topic is someone I'm really excited to have on the show. But before I bring her in, we'll go on a short break. Once we are back, I will introduce her to you. Please do not go anywhere. Welcome back to the TSK show, the Teen Should Know show on Signature TV. And with me today on the show for today's episode of Teen Should Know is a powerful woman. She's a multifaceted identity coach with expertise on education, entertainment, and personal development. Her approach is rooted in empathy, compassion, and authenticity. She is Princess Udochi Alisigwe. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow. It's good to have you here. I'm honored and it's a pleasure to have you on the show. So we'll go straight into today's topic, and let's start with the basics. What is delayed gratification?
I will start by saying what gratification is. Simply put, gratification is that satisfaction you derive from achieving something. Now, delayed gratification is choosing to have maximum satisfaction from the outcome of something and not immediate satisfaction that might not give you the optimum satisfaction, that will not give you the, how will I put it now? You know, the bigger picture is what you're looking at when you're talking about delayed gratification. So when you choose the small gains over the very big one that is ahead of you, that's what delayed gratification is all about. Choosing to wait in order to reap the biggest harvest.
Oh, that's beautiful. You were once a teenager. Is there any time you put this into practice and it actually paid off, where you had to wait for something and at the end of the day you have to reap the bigger harvest?
As a teenager, you know, most times teens are being guided by what our parents expect from us. So as a teenager, I wasn't one for immediate gratification. I was always looking at the bigger picture. So, and I wasn't prone to get carried away by pressure for immediate results. So most times that has always been me. So most times I find myself then as a teenager having issues with the pressure to
do something or
immediately.
get something.
Yes, get it. I will always say no. I will always resist it because I always had a clear picture of what I really wanted. So most times, if it's for the immediate gain, I will always be found wanting. But at the end of the day, I will still pull through.
Okay. So as a personal development and identity coach, what's the first thing you would teach a teenager who is struggling with self-control? Or let's say a teenager who always wants quick results. Some people that want it to happen now, sharp.
Yeah. For a teenager, if I'm to advise a teenager, I will first of all ask that teenager to define his or her values. It is these values that will help you, that is guiding that teenager to be able to have self-control. Because when she has identified, or he has identified his values, his principles, where he wants to land at the end of the day, you can now tell that teenager, if you jump now, you will not land where you want to land. But since this is where you want to land, this is what you have to do. And once that person gets that picture, self-control becomes an easy thing for that person, because that person now understands why he has to forfeit today's game for tomorrow's bigger success.
Okay, let's look at the social media. The social media is becoming a tool. To me, I understand that most teenagers, the pictures they see the celebrities, the influencers, and when they look at those things, they want to be like them. So do you think social media is actually helping the 2025 teenager? Because I don't want to say the 21st century, the today's teenager now.
The today's teenager is being negatively influenced by social media. Because what we see on social media is already made. The process is not shown on social media, and the process might have taken so many years. And what we see is what is happening now, without knowing that something led to that. The 2025 teenager is being derailed by social media, because the social media teenagers are easily influenced by what is happening around them, and when they don't when they are not living up to what they are seeing around, it's as if something is being denied them. So the 2025 teenager needs teens coaches like you, and they need TSK show in order not to be swept away. Because social media is like a flood where it's packing all the dirt, everything. It doesn't discriminate, it just washes everything, and if you find yourself inside it, it carries you along with it. So social media is like a flood. 2025 teens need guidance, serious, strong guidance, in order not to be swept away by the flood of social media.
I actually agree with you that the social media is making it harder for today's teenager to wait. They are making it harder for them to wait for real success. Now, can we talk about the connection between emotional maturity and being able to say no to something? Because sometimes these teenagers will want to keep to these values, but the pressure sometimes does not really allow them to say no. You know, they will say no and they start feeling guilty at the same time, especially those who are being influenced by their peers. So do you think there should be a connection of emotional maturity and the ability to say no without feeling guilty?
There is a connection between emotional maturity and the ability to say no. And a teenager needs, like I said before, needs guidance in order to obtain a level of emotional maturity that will enable him or her to say no without feeling guilty. And it comes down to caregivers, the adults around the teenager, those who are guiding that teenager. Because I believe you have, as an adult, you have a responsibility that has a teenager around. You have a responsibility. Your responsibility is to make sure that what is entrusted in your care does not get spoiled. So what the adult needs to do is bring down values and make that teenager understand. Don't make it like it's a textbook you're cramming to pass an exam. Yes, bring it down to real life. Let them understand on a daily basis what the application of these values will help them achieve. this is what I stand to gain.
And
in
this
the
is what
long
I start
run.
to lose.
And those who are following this trend, this is what is happening. Once you, as an adult, if you're talking to a teenager, and you know they feel that you don't know what they
you're
know.
saying.
And now when you're talking to them and you're now telling them, and maybe instances you coined in your head starts to align with what they see their mates, their peers do, and what the repercussions, they'll be like, wow. And once it becomes graphical and clear to them, the ability to say no becomes very easy for them. Because they will tell their peer, I know where you will land, and I don't want to land there with you. Therefore, I'm saying no to this, because I personally, I don't want to land there with you. If that is the path you're choosing, for me, it's a no. And when that child is clear about what he is saying no is not a problem.
It won't be a problem, of course,
and that is how that child will gain emotional maturity.
Okay, now, some of these teenagers have really tried to stay disciplined, and they fall back. It's just like when somebody's addicted to something and there's a relapse. So what do you have to say to a teenager who has been putting in effort to stay sane without being swayed by this flood of the social media, the peer pressures, and all of that, without that person feeling like I am a failure?
You know what? This starts with, that's why I always say the caregivers, the guiders, the guardians, those who are guiding. It starts from childhood. They transcend from childhood to teenage, adolescence. Now, if they are guided properly from that, once you make a mistake in life, the adults that are around you, we are the ones who do the judgment and everything, condemnation and all that. Once we don't do that condemning, you're holding a child and you're climbing a hill that is steep, and somebody pours water, and you as an adult, you've encountered it before, so you move. But the teenager you're carrying along sleeps. You don't condemn that teenager for sleeping. It is from sleeping that that teenager will know that, next time I will wait. I wouldn't put my feet inside that water once it's running down. I will have to wait, it runs out, and I look for somewhere else. You know, life, that nobody is perfect. Somebody that you're viewing as perfect grew through mistakes.
Of course.
So for a teenager, start from childhood. They didn't just become teenagers. The caregivers, the coaches, the teachers, start from childhood. Parents, start from childhood to instill values, principles, guidance, and make it very graphical to them. Make it relatable. Make them understand it. So that when they take step one, taking step two will not be difficult.
Of course.
When they encounter problems, encourage them. When they fail, encourage them. Let them know that you also failed and yet you are here. Be that thing they want, physically, relatably. Oh, mommy said she failed in her secondary school. We'll always tell our children that we came first all through. And then we put untold pressure on them. Tell them that you went through the same thing they are going through, and this is how you were able to, even if you were not able to do it, then tell them, I didn't have this guidance.
So, yes.
And now you have it. You're supposed to be better than me.
Okay. You spoke to parents. I want you to speak to the teenager who feels like, I've tried and I kept trying. I put up a step, I miss my step. I put it again, I miss my step. How do you encourage this teenager?
In the first place, I would tell that teenager to drop away expectations.
Drop away expectations. Wow.
Drop it. Your life is your life, and it's not identical with any other person's own. Drop expectations. Take life as it comes.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. You sleep. It is a human being that will sleep.
Of course.
So you take another one. You keep trying and keep trying. Once you do not have that expectation and timeline for yourself, then the untold pressure to succeed and to overcome and everything is put aside. Then you move according to your own pace in life. You know you're trying, pat yourself at the back.
Celebrate your small wins.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, it has been so refreshing and amazing. And teenagers, I hope you're learning, and adults too. Let me use the Nigerian language. We listen, we don't judge, because it's always adults judging teenagers, making them feel like a failure. And teenagers, you're on your lane. You are not in competition with anybody. So wait. There's a huge reward when you wait. You use the word maximum reward. So we'll go on a short break now, but before we go on that short break, I want you to know that as you're growing up strong and you're looking at a future, a brighter future before you, it is important you practice what we are talking about today, which is delayed gratification. We'll be right back very shortly and we'll continue this conversation. Please do not go anywhere. Welcome back to the TSK show on Signature TV, where teens are empowered with the right knowledge to thrive and parents are equipped with the tools to guide them. It's been an interesting conversation with our guest, Princess Udochi, who is an identity coach. And the conversation has been an eye-opening one. She has been sharing insights about the topic we are looking at today, which is delayed gratification. We are trying to encourage the young ones to wait because the future is bright. So I want to ask you, Princess, if you are to advise your younger self, like, okay, a teenager now growing up looking at you, concerning what we are talking about, you know, they are sitting there and like, this woman doesn't understand. You know, it's a time of phone. Everybody wants to feel among. There are too many trends, from dressing to music to even choice of school, choice of career. Everybody wants to be a tech survey, tech guru. Everybody wants to do everything at the same time. So what will you tell that teenager about the power of waiting?
I will tell the teenager this. There is a time and a season
for everything.
For everything.
There's power in waiting.
I would tell the teenager that the day they planted the corn is not the day they harvested.
Of course.
I will tell the teenager that once you plant, that you will nurture, you will weed, and you will wait. And he who nurtures best gains, and not the early harvester.
Yeah, so
I will tell that teenager to look at plants around and observe. And that will tell that person what life and nature is all about. Once you can wait and nurture and build and add the manure and the necessary things, the harvest will be bountiful.
Yes.
And you will be joyous.
Okay. So we have parents who put pressures on their children to achieve a thing at a particular time. What do we have to say to these parents?
I'll tell the parents that they should stop seeing themselves as failures in the first place. Because it is from that point of you not being able to achieve that you're transferring what you could not succeed in doing to your children.
Exactly. That's just it.
That which you felt you failed in, that is what you want your children, your offsprings, to achieve.
In most cases, that's it.
They are different from you. You've come, you've done your own life. Allow them to come and do theirs. Stop tagging yourself as a failure. Look for your own wins. Do not transfer your own expectations for yourself
on your children,
to your children and your word. You are derailing them from their God-given path. Everybody has a path that God at creation has already drawn for that person.
Exactly.
You putting your own expectation
on them
is contrary to what God has for that person. Allow that person and his or her God to work hand in hand and achieve what God has created that person for. That is my advice.
I love that, because some of these expectations are from parents.
Yes.
Like they put their children under unnecessary pressure. And I've seen some parents who want a child to do a particular thing, not just for their own glory, to say, oh, it's my child that did this, when they don't even know the child's ability and capability in that field. Oh, wow, wow, wow. I love today's conversation, and it's been an amazing one. Dear teenagers, you've been empowered to thrive, and choosing to wait doesn't mean you're missing out. You're not missing out anything. Just like she said, you nurture it one step at a time. You are only waiting for your disciplined self to show up. There's this saying that he who laughs last laughs the best. But one man said it's not he who laughs last that laughs the best. It's who laughs last laughs louder. So there's power in waiting, and there's reward in waiting. So I want to encourage you to wait. Life is step by step. In the Nigerian language, we say life na turn by turn. So don't let anybody put you under unnecessary pressure. And this is the TSK show. I want to say thank you very much to our guests for coming on the show today. Thank you for sharing insights. You spoke more to parents more than the teenagers today. Thank you so very much. And this is going to be a wrap for today. Remember, my name is Ifoma, the Prof. Mwato. Also, do not forget that knowledge is power, and the best things of life takes time, effort, and patience. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing up for yourself. Catch you next week, same time on Things Should Know. Bye for now.